All right, so as I told you earlier on, that there is that myth of invincibility, and maybe that's one of the factors that leads to us not having a very vibrant, insurance uptake in the country. But by the end of the year 2020, insurance penetration in Kenya stood at 2.17%, far off from the global average of around 7.4%. In 2023, the question is this the year of insurance becoming more popular and enticing for Kenyans? And what is the sector doing to entice more people on board? Well, I'm joined by Ashok Shah, who is the Group CEO of Apollo Investments Limited. Welcome to the show, sir. Just backtracking a little bit, for the year 2022, that year was poised to be the year of recovery, but we had quite some headwinds. Look at the election, which normally is a little bit shaky. Look at the Russia-Ukraine situation, a little bit shaky. How did the insurance sector, from your observation, handle all these shocks?
Okay, fortunately for us in Kenya, while the shocks were there, post-COVID, then the Russian-Ukraine war, and then downturn in economy in most of the world, Kenya actually, insurance-wise, did better. We wrote more premiums, we insured more people, and we have seen that the growth is continued. Even January this year seems to be looking very good. So for insurance, and even perhaps for banking, things are much rosier than other parts of our economy.
I mean, why so? Is it that there is a greater bounce back? Are we going against the current of what is happening globally?
Okay, but insurance, one thing about insurance is that people need insurance to make sure that they mitigate the risk. And the biggest risks that would be around for us would be that businesses actually need cover all the time. Because if the businesses don't have cover, and if they fail to take out insurance and something happens to them, then the business is finished. And when a bank is lending to somebody, they want to make sure that there is insurance cover. So that is one area why insurance always continues to write bigger premiums, better premiums. That is the reason. But in Kenya, I think the other reason is that there are more people now able to understand insurance. But it's a very limited market. It's a limited growth. And we are looking at how to really penetrate. And one or two areas that we are really working on very hard is taking insurance to the masses. And specifically to the smallholder farmers by giving them cover against crop failure. And in a way it also works against the climate change, because Kenya, all the crops are mostly rain fed. So if there is not enough rain, then the crop yield is lower. And what we do is we guarantee a 70% yield for the farmer, and that helps them to continue growing again, putting in more money into farming or more effort into farming. The other area is that we know we are going through hard times. We are going through hard times, and insurance, digital insurance has not really worked that well in the world, but specifically in Kenya. But what we did was, at APA Insurance, last year, around the end of last year, November or so, we brought out a policy, motor policy, called Bima. Our catchphrase is Bima Bamba, is that you pay on a monthly basis. What it is that the young people in Kenya are now always aspire to start. The first asset they have is a car. And that car is very, very, very precious to them. But when it comes to the insurance premium that are being charged, they might not be able to pay the whole premium at one go. So what we have done is by bringing out Bima Bamba, is we have brought, you pay on a monthly basis, and your cover continues.
Definitely. And of course, when you brought out Bima Bamba, and then later on you said, some of these cars wouldn't be insuring this particular model. There was sort of an uproar. Why the discrimination?
Okay.
But there was a reason behind that.
Yes, there is a reason. What it is that we will look at every model that you want to insure, but we will not allow you to insure it digitally. Specifically, what is happening is that a lot of people will come and insure, say, I'm using this car for my personal use. But then what they do is that they use it for a hustle, for actually, they will be making it in an Uber, or if it's like the Noah. Noah becomes a very good transport vehicle.
Yes.
And passenger carrying vehicle. So if we would want you to insure it for, if you are going to carry passenger, insure it for passenger. So when you want to insure those vehicles, we say, please come to our offices or through our agent, and you have to give us an undertaking.
And since that particular move to say, now we won't be doing it digitally, for these models, please come to the office. Have you seen a change in tone? Have you seen maybe more registration from personal to commercial?
No, what we have seen is, yes, certainly there are more people who will now come to the offices and sign the undertaking, if they are serious, and if they are going to use the vehicle only for their personal use. But if they are going to use it for passenger carrying without insuring as a passenger carrying vehicle, then they don't come to us. They go to another insurance company. So that's what happens.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I want to backtrack a little bit. You talked about farmers, because food security is a huge discussion in this industry and in this country.
Yes.
And I think it's a collaborative effort, to be honest. And the insurance, you have a huge hand to play in that. In terms of approaching these farmers and urging them to take a cover, what is the selling point? What are we doing different to see more onboarding of farmers?
Okay. Well, the way we work on making sure that we can get the farmers in large numbers is we work with aggregators. There are many aggregators who go and supply inputs to farmers, give them loans, and what happens is we have tied up with them, and we have agreed that we will insure not only the crop, but we give them a bundle. We give them a bundle that if anything happens to the farmer, or the farmer is ill and they go to hospital, we give them an income supplement while they're in hospital, so that they don't come out, not fully recovered. And then the other thing is that what we would do is we would make sure that the payment is done very quickly. Immediately we would go into the farm when the harvest takes place, and we would measure what crop yields are. So the farmers are actually understanding that insurance works for them, and through the support of the aggregator, we are able to now bring in more farmers under the umbrella of insurance. But what we want to do is that we want to actually see how we can also get more farmers to start looking at insurance in a voluntary way, even if they are not through an aggregator.
Okay. Are there model markets that we can look at this market and say, look at the way they are utilizing insurance in the farming sector, and these are the benefits, sort of an encouragement to farmers? Well,
the interesting thing is, Kenya, we in Kenya are becoming more innovative. We are being, APA is being quoted in many countries in the world where we have done insurance in a different way. So, and when we are looking actually going to the farmer, there is more digital covers being given. We do it more digitally, and so we find that we are being seen as a country which is leading in this smallholder farmers, and we are being people come to us to learn from us. So that is an innovation which I think we are far ahead.
I know.
Yes.
I was just looking at the APA website. Some of the products that you guys offer quite innovative. I saw a pet cover. I saw golfers cover. You know, even travel insurance. And I mean, with the bounce back of post-COVID recovery after we were caged in our homes. Now we're told people are going to be traveling, and we saw even tourism within the country. People now wanted to, you know, traverse the country. Are we seeing more uptake in the travel insurance sector?
Yes. The travel insurance we provide is mainly for overseas travel. We don't have domestic travel insurance as such. But what we have is that when you have a medical cover, health cover, then it takes care of a part of the travel insurance covers, because travel insurance has got 2 or 3 parts. One is in case you fall ill, then you can get a health cover while you are overseas. But in here what happens is that our health cover provides that. But what we have done is that we are also in all our motor policy and all our domestic package policy, we are embedding annual travel cover for overseas travel, and that the premium is only 1,000 shillings for the whole year. And so it covers the person who has taken out the policy. So you don't need another travel cover. So the innovation is quite important. But what is happening is that when you're looking at travel cover, we have certainly seen that there is an increase in people traveling overseas, because it's you know, we were stopped for 2 years, 3 years, and now most places are opening up. But the other sector that also requires travel covers are when students are traveling, because when travel cover policy provides you a limited cover, 90 days cover for while you are traveling. So that is something that students take up until they get to the university or higher education.
Enough of general, let's go to life. And life has had a lot of talk around it, especially looking at the 2022 performance. 10 point something billion shillings of you know, sort of just surrender policies. Is this the right picture? Are people dropping life covers, or was it a momentary thing, and why?
No, in fact, I'm really surprised that the figures that's being quoted, and I need to find out exactly where the figure has come from. But once I saw the headlines, I looked at it, and then I went to the APA Life CEO, and I asked her, I said, what are the surrenders have we had at APA Life? And she said, we have hardly got any surrenders of life insurance policies. So we've not seen people actually coming in and saying that we would like to give up our policy and it takes the surrender value. That is something that is happening. That is perhaps APA Life is right,
an anomaly.
An anomaly, or having the right people that they're insuring who don't want to basically cash in their policy. Because when you cash in their policy, you also lose a substantial amount of your savings. The area that I think but that would not be considered under life policy would be pensions. Pension covers, because a lot of people have pensions. But again, in that area, the only what has happened is that only people who have got benefits out of it are people who are actually retiring. So I need to do a little bit more and get more information on this 10 billion. And then I certainly get it back to you.
Definitely. Yes. Our time has come to an end. But looking at the 2023 talk you've talked about, youth is one. Secondly, is going for the farmers. Is there a global, trend that we'll see also landing in this particular market, hopefully?
Well, what we believe is that for youth, we should be the people at the forefront. We don't have to wait for outsiders to tell us. Kenya has got a very large youth sector, and what is happening with the youth sector is that they are very tech savvy.
Okay.
So we are trying to bring out some simple products which can be there, and the thing about youth is that they want short-term covers. So if they don't want to save for long, so we are looking at providing them covers which can be short-term, which meets their need for now. Okay. And then what would happen is that they can then, when they finish with that, they can take out a new cover.
Right.
So we are actually looking at providing more, and we are working with youth to see what are the covers that they need.
Okay.
And I think there is an endless possibility there.
Definitely.
Yes.
Endless possibility is
That's
the key word, but I hope by the end of 2023 we'll have some possibilities. Thank you very much, Mr. Ashok Shah, Group CEO, Apollo Investments Limited, saying that policy of invincibility as young people, we are taking it away. And now we want young people to take up insurance, but in their own terms. They want short timelines. Well, we'll give them up to that. So Youthful 2023, Agricultural Field 2023 on matters insurance. We take a short break. Right on business today. We'll return with more. Stay tuned.